Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a massive first impression video of some stuff from Maybelline. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw this, but Maybelline sent me like the package of a lifetime. They sent me a whole bag full of products, which you can see in here, and a lot of it I have never tried before, so I figured I would do a first impression on camera just to show you guys what I think of them in my first instance of using them. So yeah, today I tried everything out on my face to give you guys kind of like what I first thought of it as soon as I used it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this first impression, and let's get into it. Alrighty, so the first product I'm going to use out of this little gift baggie is the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, which is essentially a primer. So to be honest with you, I don't really use primers, like it's something that I skip just because I'm lazy. So it'll be interesting to see if I actually like this as someone who doesn't really use them. So we shall see. I hate when that happens. Don't you hate that when you rip the back off and it's still stuck there? Alrighty, so it looks like this in the tube. It's just a mint coloured tube. I'm pretty sure this isn't very new, like it's been out for a little while, so it'll be interesting to see if I like it. Oh, it's clear. Like it's got no colour to it, and it looks like it's very silicone-y. Yeah, it feels like it's literally melted silicone, so it'll be interesting to see if I like it. Now, the pores that I have troubles with are right here next to my nose and under my eye. I'm totally flipping you guys off, but this is where it is, and I don't think I have that much of a problem with them, but I will just give this a shot anyways, just to see if I like the effect that it gives and if it improves them at all. Okay, so that's the primer completely rubbed in. It does feel really smooth on my face. Like it still has a little bit of a wet feeling, so I'm sure once it settles in, it's really, really, really smooth. Is it weird to say it feels like baby skin? Like my skin feels really like smoothed over. It feels like there's no bumps, no texture, nothing at all. Literally everywhere it feels like there's just a smooth surface. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that so far. And while I'm waiting for this to set on my skin, I'll show you quickly the foundation that I'll be trying out. So it's the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I have tried the original Fit Me. I actually still own it. It's in my drawer. And I wasn't a big fan of it originally. I just found it too thin on the skin. Like it didn't give me very much coverage on my skin just to have a foundation that didn't do much. I really wasn't impressed with the original. So we'll see how this matte and poreless one goes. It's kind of funny how everything is poreless now. Everything's claiming to be poreless. Straight off the bat though, I'm not a big fan of the packaging because it doesn't have a pump. I hate it when foundations don't have pumps, which is pretty much the majority of them nowadays, God knows why. And in case you're wondering, the colour that I got it in is, what is it, 115 Ivory. Now right now I'm pretty pale because I'm sick, so I figured I'd give the lighter shade a go. They did give me two other shades, but I think this one will be okay. Okay, so that's it, pretty much completely smooth into the skin. I will say it's got kind of the similar coverage as the original, so it's definitely not a full coverage. I'd definitely call it light to medium coverage. Like I can still see all my freckles and kind of my dark circles under my eyes. It did go into my skin really quickly, which I do like. I hate it when you have to work a lot for a foundation to work. So it did go pretty quickly into my skin and it's pretty easy to apply, so not too bad. I quite like that. Now on to concealer. So the concealer that they've given me to try is the Fit Me concealer. So it's the one that works with this foundation. This is in the shade Fair, which I believe is one of the lightest shades, if not the lightest. I don't know if you can tell either, but it's got a little doe foot application, which I quite like these. I think they're really easy to apply with. Like you just kind of put it exactly where you want and off you go. So kind of like these. They're pretty easy to use. I can already tell that the coverage is not as good as their Instant Age Rewind, which is definitely my favourite concealer of all time. So it hasn't got the same coverage as that, but it's definitely giving a nice brightening effect to my under eye circles. So it is covering them a little bit, just not as well as my usual favourite Instant Age Rewind. Okay, so that's pretty much my base completely done. I don't know if you can see, but my skin does have a little bit of a glow. I'm not sure if that's because I'm hot right now. It is so hot in my room. But it does have a nice little glow, which I like. I hate it when things are completely matte, so kind of like this little combo so far, but I'll see how it goes as we continue. The next product that I'm going to be trying out is the Master Sculpt. Now this is something that I was definitely interested in buying myself. As soon as I saw it come out, I thought that is an awesome idea. So it's a highlighter and a contour powder in one. So in terms of drugstore, there's not a whole lot of these on the market, so it was definitely a good move on Maybelline's behalf, I think, because like I said, there's not many, so it's good to see that drugstore brands are coming out with it. So I'm just going to use it like a normal contour and highlight, and underneath it, it has a little brush. I don't know if I should use it, like I normally don't like these brushes. Should I try it? Yeah, I'm going to try it, just because. And there's a little mirror also on the other side, so it's good if you're going for travel, I guess. But let's see how we go with this little brush. I'm actually going to use another brush because this one's driving me insane. It's really scratchy. So instead, I'm going to use this little angled brush. So let's see. Yeah, that's already much better. So I don't like the little brush that comes with it, but the product is really, really nice so far. Like, I don't know if you can see, but it's not too harsh. It's not too dark. Okay, so that's one side of my face done. So I don't know if you can see just like how dark it is. It looks a lot darker on the screen, I promise you. It looks very, very dark on the screen, but that's how it's come out compared to that side, which has nothing. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the contour shade. Now I'll use the highlight shade. Now I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it has a very faint kind of shimmer to it, so it will be interesting to see how much that shimmer shows up. It looks like it's going to be a really just natural highlight. Yeah, like it's very, very sheer. It's not something that you have to be careful with, if that makes sense. Like, you can apply heaps and it's not going to look terrible because you kind of have to work it up. So you can barely see the glow that it's creating, but still kind of pretty. I'm also going to apply some down the center of my nose, and that will do us. So that's the Master Sculpt. I will say I really definitely like the contour shade better than the highlighting shade. So that's okay though, because I don't know if you can see, but the contour shade is massive compared to the highlighting shade, so that's pretty cool anyways. Now on to eyes. So I'll zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better. So I'll go ahead and start with my brows, because that's the product that I'm most excited for. This was the one thing that I was like, yeah, out of the whole package. This is the Brow Satin, which is a new product on the market. It's essentially a double-ended product. So on this side here, it just has a normal retractable pencil, which you use to kind of line your brows and fill them in. And then on this other side here is a little doe foot, if I can open it, and it actually dispenses powder out of the tips. You can use it to fill in even more. So it'll be interesting to see how I go with this, because typically I use a brush, an angled brush, so it'll be different to see with a pencil. Okay, so I'll start with the pencil tip first. So this one's in the shade dark brown, I believe. Yeah, it's in the shade dark brown, which I don't know if it's going to go well with my brows, because even though I have dark brown hair, my brows are almost black. Like, they are very, very dark. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. I'm going to use my little mirror from here just so it's a bit easier. And we'll get started. Wow, the pencil's really, really creamy. Like, it's very, very easy to put on. Because normally whenever I've tried pencils, they're really rough and you have to push hard to get colour. So this one's really nice and creamy. Okay, so that's that eyebrow done. It definitely is a lot softer looking than what I normally do. Like, it might look a bit harsh on camera right now, but in person the edges along my brow aren't as harsh as I normally do. So it's definitely a lot, I guess, natural, even though it's not at all natural. But I don't know, I quite like it. It was very easy to apply. This is super, super soft, so you just have to do really light strokes and you get plenty of pigmentation, and I don't feel like you can see any distinct lines. Like, it's not as if I'm drawing with a Sharpie, so I quite like it. Like, it was very, very easy to apply, and you can see how effective it is when I fill in my eyebrows, because this one looks really crap. But I'll quickly try the other side just to see what this powder tip is like. So it only comes out a tiny bit. I don't know if you can see that on my hand, but it's very, very faint the way that it comes out. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use that end on my eyebrows, because I don't want to smudge it everywhere. I think I'll just use the pencil end, because I feel like if I did this, I'm going to smudge all the edges that I've created. So I'll skip on that, because I think it looks just fine with the pencil, to be honest with you. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's both sides done. That normally takes me so much longer. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm done. Like, there's nothing else for me to do. That took so quick. So this Brow Satin pencil gets a massive thumbs up from me. I really, really love this. I think I'm going to continue using it to see how quick I can do my eyebrows, because like I said, it normally takes me forever. So big, big, big thumbs up. Really like this. Now I'm going to move on to eyeshadow. So I'm going to use this palette here. This one is the Nudes, which is a fairly new product. It is an eyeshadow palette. It does come with the little typical doe foot applicators, but I don't use those because they suck. So these are the shades here. As you can see, they're all neutral shades. They kind of remind me of the Naked palette by Urban Decay. So it's a mixture of matte and shimmery shades. I think I'm going to go really simple on my eyes though, just because I don't know. So I'm probably going to focus on these two light shades here, and then I'll just use whatever transition shade works the best. So I'll get a brush. So now I've got a bunch of brushes. So what I'm going to use is a flat shader brush like this one, and I'll go in with the lighter shades first and pop those on my lid. There is a little bit of fallout when you tap into the palette, so it's a little bit loose, I guess you could call it, but that's okay. We'll just keep going with it. The pigmentation's not too bad. Like, it's not super in your face to the point where you only need one swipe of shadow, but there's definitely a fair amount of payout, especially for drugstores. So not too bad so far with the lighter shades. Now I'm going to go in with a blending brush, and I'm going to use maybe this one right here, which is like a mid-tone brown. Well, this one is really, really pigmented, this brown, so the matte ones appear to be a little more pigmented than the shimmery ones. I'll quickly do the other side before I forget. Have you ever forgotten to do the other side of an eye? Like, I don't know how, but sometimes I'll do one eye and I'll put all my effort into one eye, and then I'll get to the other side, I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I've got to do all that again. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush to blend that out so it's not so harsh and muddy. The eyeshadows are blending out quite nicely, like they're not shearing away too much and they're not sticking in one place, like they're still very movable, I guess you could say. Like, you can still work with them after they're applied, so that's good. I'm also going to take a little bit underneath my eye, just with this brush because it's nice and fluffy. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do for eyeshadow. Like, I don't want to go too in your face just because I'm trying something new, so I'll leave it at that. It's just really natural, so I don't know. But anyways, now I'm going to move on to my next favourite thing, which is this eyeliner here. Now, I've had people in person and online telling me you must try this eyeliner if you love eyeliner. So it's the Hyper Sharp Wing Liquid Liner. It's this one with the purple packaging, which is fairly new. Now, some of you guys may know Master Precise by Maybelline is my all-time favourite eyeliner, so I think that's why so many people are recommending this one to me to try. So I'll give it a go. I've only ever heard good things, so hopefully I'm not a silly bugger and I'm able to use this properly. So that's what it looks like. It's got the metallic purple lid, and the tip of it looks very similar to the Master Precise. It's got kind of that flimsy applicator, but one side is really, really thick. I'm not going to be able to show you too well. One side's really thick and one side's really thin. I don't know if you can see the difference in that. So it's kind of like it's flat, if that makes sense. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes because it's a different shape to anything I've ever tried before. So let's see. Ooh, it's very, very black. Okay, so that's one eye done. So that was pretty easy and quick to use. Like, I don't know if I'd say it's easier than the Master Precise. I'd say it's pretty well on par or the same. So yeah, pretty happy with it. I will say it's definitely a lot darker and blacker than the Master Precise. Like, sometimes with the Master Precise I found that after it started running out for a bit, it kind of looked a bit grey. So this one is really, really black and dark, which I like. So I'll do the other side. Let's see if I can get them even. Now's the hard part. I've already messed it up, I can tell. Okay, turns out I didn't mess it up. That's good. So I really like this as well. So far these two are my hero products that I've been trying. This works really well. I really like this eyeliner. I find that it's easier to get the very sharp tip on the end compared to Master Precise, which is a little bit thicker. I'll see if I can show you a comparison. Okay, so this here is Master Precise. This one is the, what is it again? Hyper Sharp Wing. So these are the two next to each other. Now, they might look very similar on camera. The one here is Master Precise and this one here is the Hyper Sharp. They may look very similar on camera. Even the Master Precise looks a bit thinner, but I find that this one has a little bit of a thicker tip, like at the very tip, whereas this one's a bit thinner. So that's the difference between the two. Like I said, I found that it was easier to get a sharper tip with this new one, the Hyper Sharp. So I don't know. This may be a new favorite. I don't know. I'll keep trying it though. Alrighty, next thing is mascara. Now, the mascara they sent me is the Lash Sensational. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I've actually already tried this mascara in the past, as you can see, but this is the waterproof formulation, which that was an error on my behalf. I actually hate waterproof mascara. I think that it looks horrible and it looks really clumpy. Well, on me at least, I should say. So I made a mistake in buying the waterproof one by accident, so I obviously don't like this because it's waterproof. So this one here is just the original, just the standard non-waterproof, which I'm happy about, so happy, because then I can really try it and see if I like it. So that's what it looks like. Again, identical to the waterproof one. But the brush is really cool. Again, it's a bristle brush, which is, I don't know if you guys know, but they're my favorite kind. I think most of you guys know that I like rubber bristles better, but that's the shape of it. So it has kind of a curve similar to the Colossal Cat Eyes, which is my all-time favorite mascara. I have loved that for like 2 years. But this one has a very faint curve, so it kind of contours your eye very well. Like, you think your eye is not flat, it's got a contour to it, it's got a curve, so it's good to have brushes that have that, because then it kind of goes with your eye shape, you're not forcing against it. So that's what it looks like. It has very short bristles. Let's see if I like this better than the waterproof. Hopefully I do, because it's got a really cool shape to it. Okay, so that's it applied to, hang on a minute, I'm not done. That's it applied to my top lashes. So it looks like it's a very lengthening mascara, I want to say. Like, there's not too much volume. I don't know if you can see, but there's not a whole lot of volume, but it definitely lengthens and separates your lashes, which I kind of like a combination of all three. I like length, volume, and separation. So it's not as good as the Colossal Cat Eyes, but it's still definitely really nice. Obviously, I definitely like this better than the waterproof, but yeah, not too bad. Okay, final step now is the lips. Now, I've got seen quite a few products, but I decided to go with this one because it's a really nice bright colour. So this is the Superstay 24-Hour Bold Matte. Oh, they're matte. I didn't know that. So it's essentially a liquid lipstick. It looks like this. So there's a step 1 and 2. Step 1 is the colour, so you put this all over your lips. And then step 2 is kind of the thing that seals it and keeps it in place. But we'll see how it goes. The shade is in the colour Fire Coral, which, as you can see, is a really bright orangey reddy colour. So we'll see how it goes. Whoa, it's very orange on the lips. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like it's going to be more red, and it's super orange. Did it say matte? Because this looks really glossy. Oh, it smells nice too. It smells like lollies. I should probably stop talking, hey, otherwise I'm going to mess it up. Okay, so that's most of the lip colour applied. I felt like I had to put a lot on there. Like, I felt like I had to dip into this a fair amount to get this much colour on my lips. So it definitely shears out too when you fiddle around with it too much. Like, if you apply it over a place that you've already applied and that's dried, it starts to shear it out and smudge it a little bit. So it's a little bit of a fiddly product. Like, you have to be careful and really pay attention with what you're doing. And this step definitely feels like, you know, that sticky feeling like the Australis Lip Velours? How it has that tacky feeling, like if you push your lips together they get stuck. That's what it feels like on my lips right now, but this is just the step 1. Anyways, my lips are now dry, so I can apply the second step. The tackiness definitely goes once it's dry. Like, I can press my lips together and they don't get stuck together anymore. So the tackiness definitely goes away as it dries. The second step looks like a little lip balm. So you twist it up, it looks like that. So I'm going to apply it. I always feel really scared applying these because I feel like I'm going to take everything off, or that heaps of lipstick's going to get stuck on here. Let's see. Oh, nothing came off. Look, nothing came off. That's cool. I feel like I want to apply a lot of this just so it's sealed properly, but I don't know if I'm applying too much. Like, I don't know. So none of it came off, like I showed you guys, none of it came off on the little lip balm. Like you can see there's no lipstick on it, which don't know how that happened. Like normally a little bit will come off or you'll see a bit of a tint, but nothing at all came off on this. So this really impressed me. Like I thought this was going to be a complete mess, a complete failure, but it looks pretty good if you ask me. But yeah, that's pretty much my entire face done. So pretty much everything got a big thumbs up from me. Like I liked pretty much all of it. But yeah, I really like it. Like literally everything on my face I think I would use definitely in the future. If not, some of them are now some favorites. Like this brow pencil and this eyeliner are definitely the winners of the lot. Loved this. But anyways, yeah, that's how everything came together. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing this video of me trying things for the first time. Let me know if you'd like to see me do this more often, like do first impression on camera, because I think it's really good because you get to hear my first authentic thought about it. Like as soon as it's on my face, I can tell you what I think about it. So let me know if you'd like to see more of these in the future. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this first impression video, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.